Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Dia and I are looking to move to a new apartment within the next month or so I thought now would be a great time to answer the question of, is renting a waste of money? Now, people think it's weird that I'm a professional real estate investor that rents where he lives, and I understand the confusion. But in this video, I'm going to do my best to answer the question by simply comparing the costs of renting to the costs of home ownership. If you're someone who believes renting is a waste of money and home ownership is always a better financial decision, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below after you watch this entire video. All right, let's dive in. The first thing I want to say is that we'll only be comparing costs. By that, I mean money that is spent that we will never see again. Now, obviously, when you buy a home, part of your mortgage payment goes to principal, which you can recover when you sell the property or refinance. We won't be covering that in this video, and you'll see why later on. So for now, let's start with the cost of renting because it's simpler to calculate. I'm going to use our actual numbers to illustrate this example better. In our situation, there are 4 main costs to renting. The first cost is obviously the rental rate. We pay $2,755 for a 1,200 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath corner unit on the top floor of our building. On top of our rent, we also pay $27 per month for valet, trash, and pest control services. This is kind of cool, but also kind of annoying. We can leave our trash outside of our front door and someone comes at night and picks it up for us. However, the trash chute is on our way out of the building, so if I could save this money by not using valet trash, I definitely would want to. It's just mandatory cost of living here. The third cost are the upfront fees associated with living in this building. Now, we had an admin fee of $60 and an amenity fee of $525. And when you add that up and divide it over the lease term, it comes out to just over $40 per month. But our building has all the bells and whistles that you wouldn't typically find in a normal home. It has a swimming pool, it has barbecue station, a lounge room where you can throw big parties. It has multiple offices where you can work from home. It also has electric vehicle charging and a commercial vacuum outdoors so you can clean your car. And then the third cost is renter's insurance. We paid $70 for the year, which comes out to just under $6 per month. I'm not going to include utilities because that cost exists in both situations. So when you add it all up, our monthly cost to rent where we live is $2,829. Now let's move on to the buy side of the equation. On this side, we have 5 different costs to account for. Now, to calculate these costs, we have to have a subject property in mind. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a subject property that Dia and I can actually see ourselves living in. It's not ridiculously overpriced for the market that we're in, but it is close to where we live now. It's also not brand new, but it has decent amenities that we could really take advantage of. So this townhome is listed for $610,000. Let's assume we put 20% down and got a loan for $488,000 at 3.5% fixed rate interest for 30 years. Our monthly payment on that loan would be $2,191. And as you can see, this $488,000 loan would actually cost us $788,000 over 30 years. So we're basically paying an extra $300,000 in interest alone for this property. Let's say best case scenario, we stay there for the entire 30 years. Our interest cost comes out to $833 per month. According to the National Association of Realtors, the median length of home ownership in the US is just 13 years. This is crazy because if you look at the amortization table for this loan with a competitive interest rate, you'll realize that the first 10 years of the loan, the monthly payment goes mostly to interest. It's not until 10 years and 3 months that the principal portion of the monthly payment exceeds the interest portion of the monthly payment. So if you sell your property within 10 years, most of your monthly payments would have gone to interest, which is typically the highest irrecoverable cost of home ownership. To drive this point home, look at the first few months of your loan payments. The interest portion is almost double the principal portion. The next highest cost associated with this townhome are the property taxes. According to the Zillow listing, the property taxes here are $8,700 per year or $725 per month. And then since this is a townhome, the next highest cost are the HOA fees, which come in at $500 per month. HOA fees typically cover the costs of maintaining common areas such as lobbies, patios, landscaping, swimming pools, tennis courts, a community clubhouse, and elevators. In many cases, the fees cover some common utilities such as water, sewer fees, and garbage disposal. In this community, the HOA also covers roofing and siding, but not windows. Since most of the exterior is covered by the HOA fee, I'm only going to budget another $100 per month for interior maintenance items. That will essentially cover replacing all major appliances every couple of years, the occasional paint job, and updating fixtures over time. The HOA and interior maintenance budget brings our monthly cost to $600. The fourth major cost here will be home insurance. Townhomes and condos are typically less expensive than single-family homes, so I'd budget anywhere from $100 to $150 per month to insure this property. Now, I have friends and family who live in townhomes similar to this, and I know that $100 to $150 number jives with what they're paying. The final line item that I want to mention in the costs of home ownership is something that I think a lot of people forget about. And maybe they don't forget about it, but they're just like okay with not counting it. And that line item is actually the opportunity cost of your down payment. So when you buy a home, you usually have to bring some sort of equity to the table. And in most cases, that's a 20% down payment. Now, I know that there are low money down options out there, and I know some people are even paying cash for properties. But according to the National Association of Realtors, about 50% of people are still buying a home with 20% down because the market is still so competitive. So for this particular property, a 20% down payment comes out to $122,000. Now, whenever I put my money anywhere, I'm looking for at least an 8% return. An 8% return on $122,000 is $9,760 per year. So if we compare that $9,760 per year to 1% appreciation on this property, that would only be $6,100 per year. So I'm missing out on about $3,600 per year or $300 per month. When you add it all up, our total cost of home ownership is now $2,608 per month. If we compare the two, the monthly cost of home ownership is actually about $220 less than the monthly cost of renting where we live. Back when Dia and I were dinks and our rent was a little bit less expensive, the flexibility and lack of responsibility of renting was really attractive to us, and we didn't mind paying a premium for it. If something stopped working in our apartment, we'd send an email and it would be fixed within 24 hours at no additional cost to us. One of the invisible scripts that has been holding me back from buying our primary home is I don't want to deal with regular or sporadic maintenance issues. I don't want to mow any lawns. I don't want to shovel snow. I don't want to change any light bulbs, and I don't even want to fix a dishwasher. Those things just don't seem appealing to me. And they obviously cost a lot of money if you're going to pay someone else to do them. When we live in an apartment building, all of that stuff's included in the rent. And that peace of mind is really important to me. However, now that we have a toddler at home and another baby on the way, I'm warming up to the idea of settling down, putting down roots, whatever you want to call it, buying a primary home, because we're just entering that season of life. Basically, it's starting to become less about what makes more financial sense and more about what makes us happier as a family. Now, I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again, and I'm willing to put some money on it this time. I think that this next lease that we sign will be the last time we rent, barring some unforeseen circumstance. I think we're going to buy a home in 2023. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you want to watch more videos like this from me, please click here to watch the video where I detail my entire real estate investment portfolio. I've got a bunch of rentals. I'm doing a bunch of flips at the same time. So even though we rent where we live, do still own quite a bit of real estate. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I put out a new video every single week, and I don't want you to miss the next one. All right, peace.